Good evening to you, gorgeous mother. Yeah, so let's get into today's topic. I'm so excited. It's gonna be fun. Let's go. But first, what's up, quality people? My name is Kenya. Today we are on Faith and Beyond Solo Dolo, but do not fear. Josh Prophet is near. He's over there producing the show. And stay tuned because you'll see him right after this. Okay, so pretty much today's show, I really just want to talk about simplicity and going back to the foundation of things because I think so often we can kind of get away from that. And we're going to dive into that with some topics, some exciting topics. We're going to talk about makeup for the girlies out there that like makeup. We're going to talk about Black Chyna and her transformation with coming to Christ. And then we're going to talk about Ant-Man's Evangeline Lilly, and she has something to say about masculinity and femininity. So let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Yeah, so like I said, my name is Kenya, and we're going to talk about our 3 steps of makeup. I want to leave you with this question first. Oh, and don't forget to like put algorithm. Okay, so I want to leave you guys with this question. I want you guys to answer it down below. If you could only have 3 makeup items, what would they be? Only 3 for the rest of your life, for events, for anything that you could think of. And I will let y'all know mine at the end of this segment. But I want to get into this article. It is easy 3-step makeup for those who wish to keep it simple and sweet. And I think this is really cool. I was like, oh, this is cool. Because I think so often we can see things like, oh, have a beat face, how to change up your hair every single week. And I think there's beauty in keeping things simple, keeping things sweet, keeping things classy, you know what I mean? So I feel like we should dive into this a little bit. Okay, so it says the ability of cosmetics to transform us into the looks we love, highlight our favorite traits, and embody our unique conceptions of beauty is indisputable. No matter what the day holds in store, the greatest makeup procedures assist the modern woman to increase her confidence and face the world head on. So that's not wrong, but I do think as a woman, especially as godly women, we should try to get our, or not even try, we should get our confidence from God, of course. And I think we should also learn to appreciate our features that we may not be totally confident in and learn to love those things. Continuing, skillful application may make a huge impact when it comes to makeup. You may get the desired beauty look and make the most of your makeup by correctly using your favorite products and applying the appropriate amount of makeup. Let's scroll down to these 3 steps. So for them, their idea of the perfect, simple 3-step makeup look is color corrector, cream bronzer, and compact powder. So for me, I personally I would do something a little different, but we'll get into that. But I'm gonna do it right here, right now on camera, live. I'm gonna do what they told me, what they said is a simple, sweet, easy makeup routine. I'm gonna do it right now. So all I have on right now are my eyebrows, and that's it. So the color corrector evens your skin tone, so make sure to use a color that slightly matches your concealer. Apply the corrector underneath your eyes using a medium brush. Apply it on all darker and pigmented areas. So I have this bad guy. I have the LA Girl Pro concealer. I'm just going to use that as my color corrector because it said slightly matches your concealer and this slightly matches my foundation, so I feel like it should do the same thing, right? So let's see how this goes. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think that made a difference. Yeah. I think it brightened this up a little bit. Okay, okay, okay. They might be onto something. Okay, next one. They say cream bronzer. Apply the bronzer on your cheekbones, nose, and forehead to give off a sculpted look. I'm going in with LA Girl Pro Conceal again, but in the color Toast. And I'm just gonna do what they told me to do and see what happens. Are you guys able to talk while you guys do makeup? Because it is a bit tough, but I will give it a shot. So, what do you guys think is like the biggest issue with the whole beat face? Okay. With the whole beat face and the whole wearing wigs and things like that. Because I used to wear wigs and I used to do my makeup like up all the time. And then I just came to a realization that I was like, I feel like there, I feel like it kind of stems from a place of vanity in a sense. Not saying that everyone who does the beat face and does the hair all the time and stuff like that is vain, but from what I've seen and what I've noticed, a lot of it does stem from vanity in a sense. So, what do you guys think? I can't even do makeup alone. Taylor. Taylor. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, that's true though. She never does her makeup. I remember I did your makeup one time in college and I like beat your face and everything. That was fun. Moisturizer, a little foundation, and lipstick. That's good. Mascara, lip balm, and facial moisturizer. That sounds like you. Yes. I like it. I mean, you don't have to do anything. I'm so glad I chopped my hair off. I love my short hair. Yes. It makes you sassy, mom. It makes you real sassy. Okay. I don't know if that did much. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I see it a little bit, but I don't really. I guess that's the point. That's the point of simple makeup. Is like just a little enhancement. That's what we want. That's the goal. Okay. Step 3: compact powder. Use this product to give a smooth finish while providing overall coverage and evenly setting the makeup in place. Using just these three products will give you a glowing look without having the need to apply more products to your face. Your makeup will be done within minutes and is perfect for working women and even girls attending colleges or universities without going through the hassle of loud makeup. That's a good word, loud makeup. Powder. Okay. I did what they told me to do, and I did the 3-step simple and sweet makeup routine. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's actually better than I thought it was going to turn out too, because I was like concealer, contour, powder, that's it. But I'm actually liking it. Okay. Cool. So, with that being said, I think it's time that we can get into the point of me putting on this 3-step makeup and how it relates to our Heavenly Father. So, pretty much my point is, well, actually, first, before I get into my point, my personal 3 things that I want to include in my own routine would be eyebrows, mascara, and lips. Why? Because eyebrows, I think, make your face. And then mascara makes your eyes pop. And then lips, because I think the lips pulls the whole thing together. And the point of all of this is I think the culture encourages a beat face and a makeup transformation, but I would encourage you to learn to go with less. Less makeup enhances your natural beauty, and more makeup can tend to change your features. So enjoy what God gave you. Let your favorite parts pop, and don't try to hide the parts that you feel like you don't like that much. Just learn to love it and learn to sit in it, deal with it, love it. You know what I mean? And my scripture that goes with this is, do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of your hair, the putting on of gold jewelry, or the clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. So focus on the inward being of yourself first, and all of that will just pour out onto, it'll just pour out like forward onto you. People will see it without you even trying. And if you focus on that part first and then you add on like the makeup, the hair, you'll just be a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's good. I think we will go ahead and go to our hangout session to see if we have any more comments, and we'll be right back. The difference between loneliness and being alone.
Ooh, please tell us why you decided to. Well, why is this your point? Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, so I was watching the video. It kind of brought me back to when I felt lonely. And there was a point where I'll get into like my story a little bit later, but there was a point where I was like, okay, I'm on my walk with Jesus, I'm on my walk with God. I'm kind of studying like loneliness, being alone kind of thing. And I learned that loneliness is more of an emotion, whereas being alone is like your setting, it's it's where you are currently, like if you're like alone in your apartment or something.
It's something that you're doing in the present.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I learned like God works through you when you're alone. Like when you're alone, God has the opportunity to honestly do whatever because you have no distractions. You have nothing that can hinder that interaction right there.
It's
so
like that's their secret place.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my big takeaway is I think if people understood that there is beauty in being alone, but understand you have to be purposeful in that moment alone too.
Amen. To that. So you had a Bible verse as well.
Yes.
And it was Isaiah 41:10.
Yeah. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And I chose that one because, I mean, I feel like it's the opposite of what loneliness feels like. Like you feel like you're, well, obviously alone. You feel like no one understands you. You feel like you're kind of weak.
Right.
And I think that Bible verse, like the opposite. It's hopeful. It shows how having God in your life can turn those things around. Oh, I didn't see it pop up. Hi everyone, welcome to the Hangout session. I see T Mac. She says, I see the simplicity of the 3-point system. Yeah, I think it's really cool to, I mean, if you have your 3 go-tos, you're pretty much set to go anywhere and do whatever. And, yeah, I really like it. She also says, I like my makeup to look natural. Yeah, you do a very good job of that. And you actually like went to not beauty school, but like in modeling, they taught you how to do your makeup. And I think that like trickled down to me a little bit. So that's pretty cool. Mom says, remember I used to wear a lot of weaves? Yes. Yes, I do. It was a cycle. It was like every, 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. It was like you were getting your hair done. And now look at you. You got your natural hair out. You got your short haircut, and you are just living your perfectly sassy life. Oh. She says, I feel like makeup and wigs are fine as long as they don't completely change their face. Instead, they should lightly enhance their natural features. Yeah, I agree with that. I think if your makeup looks natural, okay, cool. And it's funny because there are some guys who are like, oh no, I just like a natural girl, you know? But then they see a girl with natural looking makeup on, they're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I want. So I think as long as your makeup looks natural, cool, good to go. And then wigs, I think it's fine as long as it still looks natural. Like, sometimes the lace fronts can be a little too much, you know what I mean? But, you know, to each their own at the end of the day. Oh, we have Miss Sonia in the house. Hello. Yeah, the short hair is sassy. Go T-Mac. It sure is. I so agree, ladies. Less paint is more attractive. I agree. We have Aunt Cindy also in the house. Hello. Says, hi, I just finished up my chores. Good conversation. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic. It is going to be about Black Chyna and her transformation to Jesus. So my question to you is, do you think Black Chyna truly transformed? Or is she just saying that she's going to do it, but is she really truly transformed in her heart and in her actions? Let me know in the comments, and let's get into our clip.
Y'all know that I have this Baphomet tattoo, right? It got to come off. You know what I mean? I'm not about to have no mark of the beast, anything like that. I just don't want anything.
Okay, so for those that don't know, the Baphomet is like the goat head thing that we sometimes see in the culture. It's a statue though. It's like Satan's statue or something like that. She had that tattooed on her. And after getting baptized, she came to the conclusion that she should get that removed, and a few other tattoos that she should get removed. So I think personally that is a sign of transformation in a sense, just because I know when I rededicated my life to Christ, there were a lot of things that just had to go. Like the crystals, the crystals I use, I had to throw them away. The mat I use, I had to throw it away. So I do think this is a sign of her transforming in a sense. Let's continue.
Thing negative or demonic on my body anymore.
Angela, when did you realize how dangerous this was spiritually? And this wasn't the only addition that you removed from your body, by the way.
The more I started reading the Bible, you know, and it's so bizarre to me because at the time I didn't see nothing wrong with it. And that's like the issue, you know, we don't see things that we're doing wrong because we're actually sitting in that moment. And I just started like praying to God, you know, and taking the proper steps, going to church, and just really just focusing like on myself and my spirit.
Yeah, well, I love that it's not only a spiritual.
Okay, something that she said was she didn't realize that she was in it. She didn't realize what, I guess, consequences came from her actions at the time. And I think that's why it's so important to have wise counsel in our lives, so they can see the things that we wouldn't see, and they can be like, hey girl, I don't think that's wise. Don't do it. Don't go over there. And I think I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think at some point someone came into her life and was like, hey, I don't think that is a good message for your kid or kids, and you should probably, you know, give Jesus a chance, you know, because I think she grew up with like trauma, and I don't know if y'all have seen her mom, but her mom is like, she's out there. So seeing her like do this little change and everything is really cool.
Transformation, but a physical one. I mean, you've had fillers in your face dissolved, you're removing tattoos. What's next for Angela White?
What's next for me? I'm going to continue my journey with the Bible for sure, and just work on myself, just honestly work on myself and work on my businesses and different ways of making income, because the way that I was making income wasn't right. So now I have to like really just dive deep into my studies and to my work ethic.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that she recognized reading the Bible is something that's transformative and important on her walk and on her journey to transform into a better person. Yeah. And the question again is, do you think Black Chyna truly transformed? We can get into my point and what I think right now. So, yes, I think she is in a transformative period, but only time will truly tell. And I am thankful that I'm not the one to decide if she's really transforming. But I do see different things and different aspects of her life are changing and becoming more positive. And I went on her Instagram yesterday just to like really see, like, you know, if she's really about it. And it does seem like she's cleaned it up a lot. So good for her. And I really, truly just love to see when people come to Christ and begin the lifetime transformation of the heart and mind. My prayer is that she is going to a Bible teaching church and is surrounded by wise counsel, because that is something every new believer needs, in my opinion. So, in my Bible verse is Matthew 16:24. Then Jesus told his disciples, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." And I think that is what Black Chyna is trying to do. But I'm interested to see what you guys think. Okay, let's take a break and I'll get to y'all's comments in the next one.
It's in the book.
Yep.
But the fruits of the spirit's like love, gentleness, kindness, self-control, just those different things, peace. And so when you see those things out in the world, then you see God materialized in the world.
Yes.
And so when you stop looking for him, say like in a crystal, it's like,
Yep.
oh, you think God is confined to like this
Yeah,
rock or
that's
something.
exactly
it's
what
like
it
you're
was.
putting a boundary on something
Exactly.
that should be, seen in the world that's always ever expansive.
Yep.
And so, and you can't grow if you're constantly trying to find him here, and here.
Oh my God.
Rather than
Yes.
finding him through the world with the new things that get discovered,
Yep.
but also measuring against the old truths that are foundational to the new things that have been discovered.
Yes.
And so finding the thread in that's where you see God.
All right, we are in the hangout session. Hello, people. Once again, Taylor says, "I think so. But make sure you don't think about liking for the algorithm. You just do it." Taylor says, "I think so." Okay. Why do you think so, Taylor? I want to know. Sonia says, "So far, she appears to be genuine in her walk with the Lord." Yeah, it looks like it.
Amen.
It looks like she's really just focused on selling her hair and being a good role model. But only time will tell. We don't really know. Let's give it at least 6 months, T-Mac says, "I read something where she wants to change for her kids." Well, that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. She visibly looks different, but is there any fruit? Yeah, I think so. I think there's some positive fruit that is coming from her, but we shall see. Okay, she's going to church. Great step. Yeah, absolutely. To remove tattoos is a process and is an outward sign that she wants to change and align herself with the word. Yeah.
Amen.
I'm proud of her. I don't know. I just love to see when people are actively trying to make changes in their lives and trying to truly live for Christ. That always just makes me so happy. Exactly, Sonia. I've seen people that had nose rings and they don't wear them anymore. She has also changed her name. She did change her name. She went from Black Chyna to her real name, Angela White. So, good for her. Oh. I saw a recent interview of her mom and was repulsed by her degeneration of her daughter. Her mother needs Jesus in the worst way. Yeah, she is out there. Like if anyone's ever seen any videos of her, she is something else, and I am very thankful for the mother that I do have. So glad she's turning things around in her life. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Cindy? She has a husband? Is she married? I know she was with Rob Kardashian, but I believe they are co-parenting now. Denying yourself means to let go of worldly possessions that do not line up with the word. Distorting your appearance with makeup, weaves, and fillers contradicts the modesty God commands of women. Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree. That's why I'm team go back to being simple and loving what you already have and learning how to do your hair. I'm definitely pro learning how to do your hair. Like, especially as a Black woman, I don't think the default should be, oh, let me just go get a weave. Let me just go cover my natural hair and get a wig. I think we should actually really try to learn how to do our hair, because once we have daughters or granddaughters at some point, like, what are we gonna tell them? Like, oh, you can get a weave when you turn 12 or whatever. Like, no, I think we should be able to teach them how to do their hair, how to love their hair, and how to grow their hair and all that kind of stuff. And also, I think it's like a good bonding moment for moms to be able to do that. So, yeah, that's just me though. That's just me. Okay, with that, we can get into our next topic. Society villainizes masculinity in men and femininity in women. My question to you is, are masculinity and femininity equal characteristics? That's okay. Can I put up a comment right quick? She says, leave those people alone. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Can we get a laugh or a clap? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, are masculinity and femininity equal characteristics? Let me know in the comments. All right. So, the reason I bring this up is because Ant-Man's Evangeline Lilly, she's the actor in Ant-Man and a few other movies. She went to Instagram about this topic, and it stirred up a little bit. It stirred up a little bit of stuff. So she says, why are we only applauding masculinity in women and villainizing it in men? And why are we only applauding femininity in men and debasing it in women? Why can't we just allow for all of it? Why do we feel the need to vilify a man wearing boots, driving a pickup truck, who's not afraid to punch someone in the face, but if they were a woman, it would be the epitome of cool? Why is a man who loves makeup, cries easily, and stays at home to tend to the domestic responsibilities valiant, but a woman who does the same is pathetic? I think the truly revolutionary act is as old as time. Do not judge. Jesus, Buddha, Lao, Shu, Zoo. Let each be who they are, and let us teach grace and charity above all things. These overarching ideas are far simpler and more effective than trying to juggle the minutiae of judgment. They are ideas that protect us all from the excesses of each person's vices while still allowing the expression of their self. Grace and charity are cornerstones of a thriving society and should not be abandoned. We need them like we need democracy, justice, and peace. And without them, we can't have democracy, justice, or peace. And she leaves a quote that says, in essentials, unity. In non-essentials, liberty. In all things, charity. St. Augustine of Hippo. So, and it's pretty cool because he was a Christian. So, I wanted to highlight specifically the part where it says, why are we only applauding masculinity in women and villainizing it in men? This makes me think of the whole girl boss movement and trying to do everything that a man can do, and yeah, so just trying to do everything a man can do, and whatever he can do, I can do it better kind of mentality. And I think a lot of people tend to forget, like, there is a difference, and it's okay. It's completely okay not to be equal to a man, and to understand that the reason, okay, well, we're going to get into my point too soon, but um the the reason is it's okay to understand that we are not equal to men. We have our own traits as feminine women that we should be able to exhibit. And I talked about this with my interview with Callie, but there's a really, 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 really good book called Even Exile, where she goes into femininity and she talks about feminism. And if you have not read that book yet, I highly recommend it. I listened to it twice. It's so good. So yeah, and we can go ahead. I'm gonna pop the question up again so you guys can have it in there. But it is, are masculinity and femininity equal characteristics? And my point is that man and woman are not equal in the ways we are made, but that's a blessing because it allows one to pick up where the other lacks and vice versa. So it's totally okay for the man to be masculine, the woman to be feminine, and where one lacks, the other one can pick up. Where one is strong, the other one can take and add it to their life as well. And that allows for a good balance, and I think that's also just how things are supposed to be. But that goes into my Bible verse, which is Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image, in the image of God. He created him, male and female, he created them. So male and female are created in the image of God. And in the eyes of God, we are equal, like he loves us equally. But we do have our own strengths. We do have our own weaknesses as well. And with those, we were supposed to become one and build around that. So let's get into your comments about it. Um, she says, no. Men are the leaders of the home. That's the order set by God. Now the trans are trying to steal femininity away from true women. There's a lot of confusion in society that must stay out of the church. Yes, I would agree. And to your point about now the trans are trying to steal femininity away from true women, yeah, I definitely agree with that. It kind of irks me a little bit when things like the whole girlhood podcast with Ulta and Dylan Mulvaney, and how there was just a lack of outrage about that from like women, like real women, you know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Even in women's sports, like I'm surprised there's just not more outrage about it, and the women feeling like, oh well, we're getting pushed out. There's no way we can compete with a biological male, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. There is a caveat with makeup and wigs. If there is a medical issue, alopecia or breast cancer, then I support wearing what you need to boost your self-esteem and femininity. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think in those instances, yeah, it's totally okay and understandable. But in instances where it's like you don't have those issues, it's kind of like, okay, well, learn how to do different stuff. Learn how to do your hair. Learn how to enhance yourself without being like super extra. Um, yeah. Okay. And we have one more. Oh no, that was our last topic. But we can get into, I guess, my final thoughts on the topics Pretty much. I just feel like going back to the foundations and going back to, a simple life, simplicity is what can keep us sane in a world of so much going on. And I think it protects us from the feelings of vanity. It protects us from materialism. And it gives us a sound mind. So I want to leave you guys with this quote. God doesn't look at human prestige, he looks at simplicity of faith by William Marion Branham. And pretty much just be faithful, just keep your eyes on God and live your life like Christ. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. And before I leave, here's a schedule that we're going to pop up on here. Monday, no show. Tuesday, no show. Wednesday, we're back at it again, me and Josh, at 9 p.m. Thursday, we're back at it again, not at 12 a.m. because that's a bit late. And Friday, we got Profitable Conversations at 9 p.m. Okay, and Thursday is going to be at 7 p.m. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. And I love you and Jesus loves you more. And I will see you guys in the next Faith and Beyond episode. I always get caught